Tenant insurance is for people that are renting, okay? If you rent an apartment or a house, okay, insurance is ongoing costs. We'll talk about tenant insurance first. It's for people that are renting, and it protects your stuff, your contents, or personal belongings. You should consider tenant insurance if you're renting, as it covers your belongings. Belongings are also called perils in a legal document, okay? Tenant insurance also covers you for potential liability to surrounding structures, okay? So tenant insurance is insurance for people renting, one more time, a house or an apartment. So let's say you're renting, you're living in an apartment, there's a fire, okay? Very common, and the fire burns all your stuff inside is gone, right? The landlord doesn't replace that. That's gone. You will not get any money back, okay? Unless you have tenant insurance. I didn't know this until I started renting and they told me about it. It's like, what is tenant insurance, right? You're learning about this in high school, so you have a step up there. It costs maybe $200-300 a year. So let's say it's about $30 a month, but it gives you peace of mind, okay? Because you don't know what your neighbor is gonna do, right? Another thing, it protects you. What is liability? Liability is you potentially either breaking something by mistake or damaging the building by mistake. So this is what happened to me once. The bathtub, I wanted to fill up the bathtub so the kids could take a bath, right? And there was a maintenance guy that came in and he didn't put the plumbing back correctly. So it ran into like a little crack in the plumbing down into the neighbor below me. And so the neighbor comes up and is like, you know that it's dripping down from your apartment, right? And I was like, what? And so they wanted to come after me, but I had tenant insurance. So I didn't have to pay a cent. I mean, obviously my insurance premium, but that's it. Okay, so please get tenant insurance if you're renting because your stuff is not covered by the landlord. The landlord pays insurance for the building, so they will get reimbursed for the building, but you won't get reimbursed for your money. Now, this is the important part right here. This table, this exact table is in your pink booklets, okay? So I want you to open it, and you will see tenant insurance right there, okay? So whenever we're dealing with tenant insurance, this is where you want to go, okay? So I will give you a little rundown as to how to work this insurance, okay? 41, have a highlighter or two. Give me 1 second, I moved it in my booklet, so it's not where it's supposed to be. So there we go. So one thing that I need you to understand is that there's no insurance policy that I know of where you don't have to pay a little something if you make a claim and you're at fault, okay? So there's your $500 deductible, okay? This is what you pay when making a claim. Actually, I just misspoke. It doesn't matter whether or not you're at fault. If something actually ends up being wrong, like then it's you pay the deductible. If your window gets smashed at home and you want to make a claim, if you make a claim, you're going to pay the deductible. You don't escape. It's not if it's your fault or not, you're going to pay it, okay? The only exception is for example, what I just told you about my bathtub. They ended up finding out that it was the landlord's responsibility because the maintenance guy had messed up. Okay, that's why I kind of got out of this. But other than that, when you make a claim, you pay the deductible. So all of these premiums here are based on you paying a $500 deductible. And so you must, I will use orange, sorry, I know I went with green. If you want to do the exact same thing, you must pick a number from this region. Okay? You must pick one. one value. Okay, so right away, when I give you a scenario and you're talking about tenant insurance, you will pick a value from here. It means whether it's standard form or comprehensive, the question will tell you that. And the question will also tell you how much coverage you need. So the insurance company will be like, well, how much stuff do you own? And I'm like, I have no idea. I think about 40,000. So you kind of do a little bit of math and you're, like you do mental math, like, well, I own my Switch, I own an Xbox, I own a TV, right? I own all of these things. I have like a golf club set. Okay, got it. I have a gold chain, right? You add it up a little bit and you're like, I think 40 grand will do, 50 grand. It's not a big deal. I would always go over than too low. That's what I would do, okay? But the question will tell you. So let's say you want a $40,000 coverage amount. If you want standard insurance, you're gonna have to pay $212 a year. If you want comprehensive, you pay $269. I think the name says it all, right? Standard is like your basic, comprehensive is deluxe. It's like it has more. I know I'm bombarding you with a lot of stuff here. You don't need to worry about it too much, but standard is, as I said, your basic. They will ask questions sometimes if you want to get coverage for certain things. Comprehensive, there's almost no questions asked. Like everything is covered. Anything you have, a coin collection, you should disclose it. If you have a very expensive coin collection, you should disclose it. But other than that, if you have very expensive jewelry, like you've got diamonds, necklaces, like you should disclose that just to make sure you get your money back. But that's that, okay? Now, careful with this part. This is your max here. That's your maximum coverage. But if you want more, there's a price to pay for more coverage, okay? So you have to pick from one of these two. You have to pick to figure out how much you're gonna go over. I call that overage, going over. And last but not least, this piece right here, guys, it says it right in your in this table. If you want a $200 deductible, you have to increase the premium by 10%, which means you're going to multiply whatever you calculate by 1.10. Okay, that's what you're going to do. And just a note. No tax on insurance. They changed that. They used to tax 7% PST. But so if you come across, I think I fixed it all, but if you come across taxes at all, ignore it. Okay, you don't add taxes anymore. It could be that an AC or something might have a trace of that on there, but don't worry about it. So here's your formula. This is the big formula. Students always ask for a formula, so I made one. You're gonna find out that it's exactly the same for home insurance, like owning. Okay, so I want you to have this boxed in. Give me 1 sec. So you have your table rate. Okay, this is the number you're going to get from that orange region I just told you about. And then you're going to have your overage amount. You're going to have to figure out how much are you over. Okay? I will make a note here. Will I leave it? I will leave it, sorry. I think I'm going to confuse you for now. I'm just going to try it without, okay? But this is important. Do this part first, okay? Make sure if you have to use all of this, that you do this part this part right here, you do this first before you add. Okay, that is important, or else you will get it wrong. Okay. So let's box this whole thing in, and we'll add that to our study sheet. So can you please just make sure you look up here? This part right here, you only multiply your result of this by 1.10 when? If they ask for a $200 deductible. What's the alternative of $200 deductible in our case? A $500 deductible, correct? So then you omit that. You don't even bother with that step, okay? This is only if you want a $200 deductible, you do that. So let's give this a try. Okay, I'll leave the formulas right there. Okay, and then you're going to give it a try. So Joan rents an apartment. So we're renting. We wish to buy $65,000 of standard insurance. So $65,000 standard with a $500 deductible. What is her annual insurance premium? So insurance, table, plus overage. This is dollar per thousand, divided by 1,000. Close that, times 1.10. And I don't know how else to do this, but I hope you will be able to follow it, okay? What does overage mean? Go look at your pink. Let's get our pink table here. Let's go and find out. First of all, we're tenant insurance. We want $65,000 of coverage. You grab your tenant insurance table. 65,000 is right there. I apologize, it's a little smudged up. My bad. 65,000. Put your finger right there. We're not going over our max, correct? We're not going over what the table shows, correct? You're with me? We're not going over? Okay. So guess what? That part you don't have to worry about. The whole thing. Get rid of that whole thing. We want a $500 deductible, correct? Guess what we get to do? You get rid of that too, right? Because we want a $500 deductible. That's why we cancel that out. And we're not over. Not over. What is the maximum that this table shows us? 75,000, right? We're not over 75,000, so we don't have to worry about this part. So guess what? In this case, all you have to go and get is a table value. That's it. That's all you have to do. So let's go and get it. Grab your table. You match 65,000. You're going to want to grab either 315 or 400. Which one is it? 315, right? Because the one's standard. So you just grab that number. You get the mark, guys. Boom. You're done. As simple as that. So a very, very intimidating formula just came down to that. Okay? Let's try another one. Dimitri is currently renting an apartment and would like to purchase insurance to cover the contents of his apartment. He estimates that it's about $90,000 worth of stuff, so you need $90,000 worth of coverage. He would like to purchase comprehensive insurance with a $200 deductible. So here is our formula. I'm leaving room because I'm going to need it. So let's go get our table value here. This is where it gets a little confusing, okay? Is there a 90,000 here? There's no 90,000. So what you do is this, you max out. So you want to go grab the, are we comprehensive, right? So we want to grab this one. You have to take one from here. So 454 it is. Let's put 454 in here. Plus, here's where you have to pay close attention. How much does this cover? 75,000, right? Please don't add the 75,000 in there because you're going to have an insane insurance bill. Who's going to pay $75,000 for insurance, right? So this is just letting you know this covers $75,000 worth of stuff. How much more do you need? I'll do this on the side here. Take away 75,000 from the 90K that you want. 15, right? 15 over. I'll do that on the side. And then I'll bring that in. You gotta actually bring that into your formula. So you want an extra 15,000 extra. Yes, the 15,000 does go in. But it's gonna be multiplied by something over 1,000. And they tell us how much we're paying for every $1,000 we go over. Let's go to our table. For each additional $1,000 we pay, we are in the comprehensive column, right? So we already grabbed the 454. We're going to grab the 550. Okay, take that with you. Yeah, I know this is good. This is good bedtime story time, eh? So 454 and 550, right? This all goes with us. Do we need to multiply by 1.10? Yes, because we want a $200 deductible. So we must do that at the end, not right away. We'll do this, we'll clean up this mess first, right? Clean up on aisle 5. So this is what a lot of students do, watch. I hope it messes up. My calculator might be able to. They do the whole thing. Let's just do the whole thing. Just put everything in there and let it do the work, right? Oh, it actually worked for me. So my calculator can handle it. But what I suspect students do is this. Watch this. They go 454 plus 15,000. And then they multiply by 550 divided by 1,000. And then they get, like, it's just not going to be right. Okay, it's just not going to be what you want. So you want to do this first. So I'll go 550 divided by 1,000. Then I multiply that by 15,000. And I get 8250. Okay, so this first. 8250, you bring down the 454, you add that, okay? Remember that you still have your square brackets. We're going to multiply our answer by 1.10. So let's add this up now. So I go plus 454. That's 536.50. And multiply that by 1.10. And this is your final answer. 590.15 per year that you'd have to pay in this case. Question, if it asked for a $500 deductible, what would change in our whole operation? we would just do this part, right? That would be our answer. If that's a $500 deductible you were seeking, that's it. This is extra. All right. Let's see here, page, let's see, 43? No, 43 doesn't have it. I'm going to ask you to go to '47. Go ahead. Try page 47. And I will give you the answers. Let's go to 47 and I'll give you the answers. You write them down. 47. Can I just go to the bottom of this page and I'll just tell you what 1, 2, and 3 is supposed to be. So 1, let me just get there real quick. There we go, 65. Yeah, okay, so first one should be 470, 80. The second one should be 419, 65. And the third question should be 701, 50. See if you can do that one. Do those three there. Don't do 48 because that's home insurance. That's different.